Hey, hello all. Welcome back to the show. Today we got a McDonnell Douglas Phantom F4. Finally I got some Hobby Masters in again. This one I bought used, came all the way from Japan, so it had a long travel. It's a German lever, first in, last out. One of my favorite Phantoms, to be honest. A blue metallic and gold metallic color. Box art, the standard as you're always used from Hobby Master. Only unique thing as always is the sticker. For us, I have to say, for a used box from all the way from overseas, it still looks quite good. We're gonna dig into it, we're gonna open it, and let's see what's inside. Hey, so let's have a look close up, huh? So the sticker doesn't do justice for this one, finally. As you can see, what I always like about especially Japanese resellers, they are really focused on making sure everything's okay. Not saying that other resellers are bad at it, but these guys are quite champion at used stuff. So information again on the inside, feel free to pause and read. But let's go to the main entree, the model. So one goes super easy always, and the other one is a bit harder. I didn't have it out yet, so I'm hoping it's not too dusty. Let's put the box aside. So the stand, this is the only accessory that's extra. I see a little clap there. But for the rest, it's the same basic packaging that you used. The pilots are already in the plane, I noticed. Some of the covers. There's no tangs or bombs or anything with this one. It's all blind plucked. And I'll show you what a blind pluck is in a minute. But I have to say, oh wow, this looks good. I used to have one of these, and it was glued, unfortunately, by a previous owner. And I thought, like, hey, I'm gonna resell it. But you can see in the light, the paint is really cool. I'm gonna give it a quick detail, probably, just to show you guys again how clean can you get something. But it's still looking quite magnificent. So the paint, especially the details, is all painted on there, which is super cool. The P-toad, by the way, as I mentioned before, it's always a very weak spot. It's from this line, roughly where my nail is, from the thumb. It's one piece, so you really need to be careful with these little P-toads. As for cockpits, they're super easy and super straightforward. So the front one, or the rear one, sorry, is openable. And then the front one you can replace with the open side window, and that 45-degree roughly angle. As for covers, all nicely painted in that same blue metallic-like paint. There's a bit of color difference on plastic. This is also something you see often with cars, so the color difference between the plastic part and a metal part. As for metal and plastic, by the way, so the intakes, plastic, the nose is plastic, the glass, of course. The tail, the top one, is plastic. The sides are plastic. These are by the way, quite weak. The undercarriage part here is plastic. This is rubber, this is rubber, this is rubber. And for the rest, it's quite straightforward. So a lot of metal, luckily. But I have to say, so this is what I mean with blind plugs. So you see these are all plugged in. So there's a material in there, so you cannot add something. Unfortunately, a bit of a downer. But hey, it is what it is. I'm going to put this one on its wheels, most likely. Because I have some German planes that I want to put this one next to. So I want to make sure that these are next to each other. Or actually, I'm going to go with the stand. A bit borderline on that one now. But yeah, paint details are really good. So let's see how we can put all the covers in. Now, as I told you guys before, the pilots are a bit tired, sagged away. And this one is quite okay. This one, they folded in there. This looks a lot better. So, and the stand is indeed better because I have an American Phantom that I want to, let's say, degrade to a different department. Let's work like we always work, so with the folder upside down. That works a lot more friendly. Especially if you want to keep like the P-toad and parts. So make yourself a nice workspace when you're working. So cover parts. Let's grab all of these. So like this. So painted parts are really good. Same goes for these. The lining is quite cool. Even some detail in gold color that is really nicely done. I'm super happy that I bought it again, because I don't like glued models, but if the price is right, which it was back then I don't really mind. But in general, I always try and keep an eye on that a model is nice and complete and that it's not too much hassle. Oh, the markings are nicely done. So these covers not always fit just as perfect, as you see some lining there. It's quite normal, and we should not be worried about that. I have to say, Hobby Master makes some very nice Phantoms always. So the lining of the covers is perfect actually. So let's get a look at the stand. So this is going to be a quick model to put together. Yeah, I'm just happy that I finally have some Hobby Masters again to show to you guys, because I've noticed that the biggest part of the audience is always interested in this brand. So with no further ado, we'll try and keep it a bit more on Hobby Master's side. Of course, if I see some cool ones, I will make sure that I also get other brands. So stand parts are all plastic with this one. The jig that the Phantom sits on is always very good. That even has extra additional pegs and nicely clicked into the model. I'm going to show you guys also what you need to do on the model side to make it fit, because it's not something you can put on straight away, let's say. So it has a special little covers, little manholes, let's say, that you can have to open. I'm not sure if I can get them with my fingernails, because I always trim these little guys. So I'm going to take a small hobby blade just to show you guys. I think I have one here. Yeah. So with the hobby blade, take your time, gently take the blade underneath, or something else that's super thin, like a feeler gauge or something. They're rubber, so be careful. They can bend quite easily and then have paint damage and all that, and you don't want that. And same with this one. It's a bit tricky, especially if they've been sitting in there for years. And there it goes. And then you see also the body screws, how it's actually bolted down into the frame, which is actually super good. Cannot say much bad about it. It's a good design. Don't worry about paint damagings and so on. Actually, they're quite damage proof, I have to say, these stands. No, well, look at that. I'm going to shoot you guys a little film upstairs also to show you which other Phantoms I have from Germany, which I really like. I always like the schemes of these guys. They always made the coolest ones, in my opinion. Especially with the little details, how it... yeah, little text even in German on there. So that's superb. So yeah, this is first in, last out. I'm going to show you guys a little bit upstairs in a sec. So as I mentioned, I wanted to show you guys quickly some of the German ones I have. So this is the new one, of course. And then I have two of the JG ones. Almost identical, but quite cool to have. Special details and missiles. Some other lost flights and test flights and so on. And from Richtenhoven. Raining, and two Japanese ones. I need to put my Germans together because I have quite some German Phantoms. More than probably my Isle can deal with, but yeah, so that I just want to show you guys quickly. But I want to thank you guys also for all the support and watching and all the comments, and yeah, I really appreciate it. It really does well to me, and for me it's like an extra part of my hobby and extension to this great community. So I really want to thank you guys for all that. So have a great day, and I hope you're doing all fine.